So I think this might end up being the hardest sample I've ever had to chop. Not hard as in, damn, this slaps, but hard as in just straight up difficult. Listen to this sample I have here. It's super inspiring, but it's kind of all over the place. It's from Gamelan. The track is called High Contrast. And I actually got this track off of Tracklib, which is today's video sponsor, but more on them later. But listen to all these beautiful piano sounds. I had to have this one. So this kind of gave me the same vibes, similar to my Breadcrumbs EP, where I do something with another kind of wild piano sample. And the other thing that's really important to know is I gotta keep these drums super duper simple. So I have a couple kicks here. For example, that one's really nice. We can just do something simple like this. And I think that this tempo is actually gonna need to be a bit slower than this. I'm gonna push it down to 117. I've been feeling 117 lately. And if we go to track 3 here, I have this one set up in slots mode. I almost never use slots, but what's dope is with slots on the Octatrack, and by the way, I work at Electron. No, this isn't sponsored by them. I just love using the Octatrack by default. That's my day job. This is me just chilling, having some fun. What slots will allow me to do is look at all the samples that I have loaded here in these static tracks. So I have all these hi-hats here, and I can kind of find a new kind of like rhythm, right? I kind of like that. So I'm gonna make this 32 steps. Awesome, I put those all on the same track. Basically, I've gone and parameter locked. You can see that they're flashing here. I've parameter locked those specific sounds to those specific steps. And I'm gonna quantize this a few times, get it locked in. You can hear that kind of, this one here, I'm gonna copy it and move it over here. Same thing, but I kind of like this one landing here. But I can bring it early. Nah, I like it right on. Why not? Yeah, that's perfect right there. And let's go ahead and give this a little bit of swing here. Hold down function to do swing on all. 60 is kind of the magic number right there. All right. Honestly, that might be it for the drums. We'll probably add a weird little off snare or something a little later, but for right now, I really want to get to this sample. So I'm going to create a slice grid. Like I mentioned earlier, I could go full John Wayne and just zoom in and have these little slices right wherever I want. But what I'm going to do instead is say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can get away with 16. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say, create a slice grid, 16 slices, don't align them. And this is gonna kind of throw them around. But if I go and set this up to slices, come back into here, turn the slices on, of course. Oh my God, that ending part right there is so sick. I'm actually gonna go here. Select this whole section here, and we're gonna edit this, and we're gonna normalize just this one section. And this is just gonna bring its volume to mega loud, basically. Yes. So I'm gonna reset the start, move our end, and our slices should still be there. So now that we're here, we'll go back to slices. All right, now that we have that, let's go ahead and play back our beat. You know what, dun dun. I need this to be more finely sliced. So we're gonna zoom in. And I need to grab just that second little transient there. This, I'll take a page out of John Wayne's book, and I'll set the loop to ping pong. And once you turn loop on, it's going to go back and forth. So let's see. Now I'm going to go to our project system, actually to our control audio, set our master, track 8 to be master. Here I'm going to throw the compressor on and kind of get this bumping a little bit, turn our threshold down, our ratio up. The mix is full. You can hear it's really slamming. If we go to track 1, which is our sample, I'm going to turn that all the way down and kind of get this working with just the kick and this little hat sound, and slowly start bringing in our sample. That'll really squash it, and you can hear our kicks kind of gone, right? I'm gonna start bringing the mix down a little. Kind of parallel compress. Okay, cool. That's going off, doing its thing. Our kick's here. And if we go to slots on track 4, cool, track 5, we'll find another open hat. That one works, so we'll just place, okay, we'll go to track 5, find this little hat sound that I had here. Where'd it go? This one's fine. We'll put this here, 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 and here, copy this page. Oh, messed up. This one goes here, copy that page, put it here. And I want to do our filter distortion, just to bring up its volume, get it kind of clipping a little, and I'm going to use the bass to shave off a lot of those low frequencies. And if I want this to be a little more sharp, okay. So we're here, this is one pattern. We'll go to the next pattern, paste this pattern, and I want to find a new pattern that works with this sample. We'll do this, turn our filter all the way up, go back into slices, dun, 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 dun. Let me see what happens if I quantize this. Yeah, see, sometimes the quantize just doesn't work because your slices are kind of off, so I'm gonna redo that real quick. I gotta play it almost a little early to really get that vibe on there, right? Let's throw this through a phaser and see what happens with that. Okay, what I think this track is now missing might be a bass line. Let me go ahead and try to find a bass here real quick. Give me one sec. Okay, so I'm realizing this track kind of needs a bass line heavily to kind of help fill it out, right? I don't have a bass sample on this specific CF card, but I do have a peak here on the floor with power. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plug it. Oh man, this cable's too short. Plug it in and grab a sample just using the audition button because it's gonna play C. I know what scale this is in, which is A minor. So I can just throw this into chromatic mode and play A minor, which will be perfect. And actually, you know what? While I handle this, let me show you how I found this sample using today's video sponsor, Tracklib. Because it's a prog rock track, I would have never ended up here, but got kind of wild and found something pretty dope. So check it out. This is the track by Gamelan that I found, right? If we fast forward, it sounds a little wild, right? But we ain't got to go there. We could just stick here. And what I ended up doing was throwing on the loop of 8 bars and just throwing on Early House as a beat just to see rough idea what it would sound like. I'm like, okay, maybe I can find something here, right? So this is Tracklib. It's really dope. If we go back to their homepage, it's like an online record store that allows you to sample legally. What do I mean by legally? For example, if we go back to that gamelan track, it says here, release 91, BPM, A minor, all the tags, all that stuff. But if we scroll all the way over here, you'll see license price $50. You might be wondering what that means. This means that if I were to actually use the sample and release a track using this, I would pay a one-time fee of $50 and then split royalties with Gamelan on any future money that I would make on that track. If we go over to how it works and then licensing, we scroll down, you can see here, category C, $50, under 2 seconds, I would split royalties only 2%. 15 seconds, 10%, 60 seconds, 20%. So for the track that we're working on right now, I think I'd be in about the 20% range. And to get access to all of this stuff, if you go over to the plans and pricing, you got the $5.99 option, which is the one that I would recommend. 25 track downloads a month. You can kind of explore, download, sample all these things, and not have to pay any licensing fees until you're ready to release your music. So it's a really dope way to kind of collaborate with people from the past, give back to those who inspire us. And I mean, how dope would it be that I have a track with Gamelan if I finish this thing, right, and release it? So if Tracklib seems like something that would be up your alley, be sure to use the link down in the description below to get some extra credits for your track downloads, as well as a 30-day subscription for free that you can cancel anytime. All right, let's get back to it. You know what, I'm gonna just bring Peak up here so you can kind of just get a better bird's eye view of what I'm gonna be doing on here. So we got some direct in. I'm gonna initialize a patch and I can just hear straight up what it is. I want a pulse width, pitch down. All right, now that we're here, let's go ahead and hit record. I grabbed a longer sample than usual just so I have something to work with, right? Some material. If we take a look at that, that's fine. I'm gonna zoom in here, bring this right up to here, zoom out of this a little bit. Cool, edit. We're gonna crop to selection. Sweet, thank you, Peak. Your job here is done. Oops. And if I go to our filter page, we can shape this up, kind of what I wanted to do, turn the Q up a little bit. Q on just the low pass to 24, depth up. Cool, now that we got this, we know it's an A minor, right? So that's basically just gonna be all the lit up keys because A minor is the same as C major. I want this to play lower than this note here, so I'm gonna turn our rate down to 32, which is roughly half of 63, right? It's off by a little bit, but I don't know if anybody will notice. Looking at our amp page, I'm actually just gonna set this up to about, I'll do 2 steps for now, and then bring this down here. All right, let's play this in. So this is gonna be a simple pattern for now, but I'm gonna add some higher notes after this. Take that one out. And I like this note here. On this last note, we're gonna make this 64 steps, go to the last page. That's here. We'll paste it here and then say rate back up to 63. And we'll send that to the delay. And then turn our volume down. I kind of like this. Copy this one. Let's see what it sounds like here. Our feedback, I'm going to set it to, actually, you know what, we'll set it to 128. That's cool. I mean, we can copy that and put it onto another pattern. for safekeeping, but going back here, we'll just go ahead and take those notes out. I do like it on that last one though, which I think was here. Right there. Right, what else can this use? We can go to copy this pattern, we'll put it here, we'll paste it here. We can use a more solid clap because right now it's a little loose, right? But we want something to kind of tie us down. We can also add another hi-hat sound. If we go here. This would be a good one. So check this out. We got this sound here. I'm gonna focus in on just the first page, and we're gonna do this, which is just a normal thing, but I want to push these a little early. So we'll bring this over a little bit, bring this one over a little bit. Let's see. Whoa, that was almost too much. We'll just do a little bit here. Copy that, paste it here. Yes, that's cool. So I'm going to take these four, copy these four triggers, paste them here, take this page, paste, paste, paste. Now we're going to go to LFO. I'm going to mute all these tracks so we can really hear it. I'll just hear it with a kick. And we're going to take our amp down. LFO. We're going to send this over to our amp page. Let's see, amp volume. We're going to set this to hold. Down to a down saw. There it is. Set this over to a dark reverb. Send. Time down. See, that's still too much. Let's try something else. Let's try a spring. Too much. Plate. Now I can hear that this is way too loud. We'll bring this filter up. Cut out those lows. There it is. Copy this pattern, go here, wait for it to change. Paste it in, go back to track one. Let's go to our slices. That's the one that needs to be at the very end. Let's set this length to 16 here. Yo, am I tripping? Why is this one not playing slice 13? Okay, we'll just lock it in. Yes. This one here, copy this trigger. Yo, look at that. I don't know what is happening here where this trigger is not playing slice 13. That is tripping me out. If I do this, it plays it. But if I go to the previous page, is this so close that it's tripping itself out? Let's take that out and see what that does. Because if we look at this trigger, it's right on the money. And now this one is skipping because it's so far gone. Let's put that right on. Yep, we'll move that, put it here. There it is. Where's that other pattern that we had? I completely ditched that one. Let's hear that. I mean, it kind of works as like a little B part, right? You bring the kick back in. Take the clap out right here for a split second. Take that back out. Bring it all back in. Yeah, that's it actually. Yo, see, I always end up starting with the B part, thinking it sucks, then coming back to it after making another part, and that's the A, and then the B comes, and it just works, right? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. If you enjoyed this video, this is another one I think you might enjoy. And again, thank you so much for coming by. And until next week, you already know the drill. Share the love, share the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Peace.